Hello, folks. In case you couldn't hear clearly, my name is Borquin, Roy Borquin. Although most folks, well, they just called me armless. Guess they thought they were pretty clever. I mean, what was I going to do? Punch them? Ought to be used to it, though. I've been this way since I was 10. I was born in a little town called Washington, Kansas. My father, Adolphus Borquin, was a Civil War veteran. And, well, he named me his pension beneficiary. My mom, she must have died shortly after I was born. When I was 5, my father moved my brother Charlie and I up here to Cripple Creek, Colorado. There's no mention of her anywhere in any of the records. Not in the census, the papers, the obituaries, nothing. After moving here, my father became a miner. Big surprise there, huh? I will say one thing about growing up in a turn-of-the-century mining town. Boy, here's a lot of talk about dynamite. Some pretty interesting stuff, you know. Bright flash, big bang, stuff flying everywhere. Pretty exciting for a growing boy. So you can imagine how I felt when I found my very own stick of bang powder at the ripe old age of 10. Oh, let's see. You gotta remember 10, don't you? Curious about everything, invulnerable. If it wasn't for chores in school, life would be perfect. Anyway, there I was, the most fantastic toy a boy can imagine. Well, except for maybe a gun. Now, how does it work? We were hearing something about a fuse. Well, I ain't got no fuse. What I do got is a hammer and a stump. Need I say more? When I woke up in the hospital, everything was gone from both elbows down. One eye was gone, half of one ear had been blown off. My whole body was nothing but cuts and bruises. You remember that poster for the missing dog? You know, the one called Lucky? That was me, Lucky. Lucky I wasn't dead. Leastwise, that's what my father and my brother kept telling me till I was sick of hearing it. Made me even more rebellious. You'd be amazed just how much mischief a boy with no hands can get into. Well, evidently it was more than my father could handle. He turned me over to the state. Said I was incorrigible. I couldn't deny it. I didn't even know what it meant. I was also illiterate. Well, the state put me in the Teller County Hospital. Some of you here may know it a little better today as the Hospitality House. It's just the other side of the hill over there on the north edge of town. While I was there, my fascination with things that go bang had never changed. One day I found a blasting cap. Don't ask me where or how. It's Cripple Creek. Things like that just weren't that hard to come by back then. Well, some boys had a fire going. Well, I couldn't very well use a hammer again, now could I? So I threw it on the fire. They tell me one boy almost lost an eye. What can I say? I didn't have any mother telling me it's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye. Besides, I'd already lost one. And it was still fun and games. I didn't mean anybody any harm. Well, ask anyone in town, my second name was Armless. They even got me doing it. Well, things kind of came to a head a couple of months after that. I turned 18. And I found not just one, but 2 sticks of Dynaboom. The problem is they were wet. Any fool knows wet dynamite ain't no fun. So I took it down into the basement of the hospital and laid it next to the furnace to dry. Well, somebody must have seen me. Next thing I knew, I had been accused of trying to blow up the hospital. With wet dynamite, no less. Well, the papers got a hold of the story. And, well, they blew things all out of proportion. And, well, I ended up getting committed to a institution They said that I was not only physically, but morally degenerate. Now, don't get me wrong, I was no angel. I mean, you know, kids would pick on old Armless, and, well, I'd have to get back at them or they'd never let up. And for that, they named me a degenerate. Seemed kind of harsh to me. After all, today they just call me, you know, maladjusted or socially dysfunctional. Then they feed me happy pills. I think I missed out. Maybe not. But anyway, they must have released me, because the next thing I remember, I have been accused, tried, and convicted of rape. Somebody here please tell me how a man with no arms is supposed to accomplish that. Well, that's my story, and I'm still sticking to it.